Hi, my loves. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video, as you can see by the title, is going to be a really interesting one because I 50x'd, I quantum leapt and 50x'd my identity, my entire life. And I still can't really conceptualize or wrap my head around that big of a leap, even though I know what's happened in my life and I know that it's been insane. But to see it in a number was just really crazy. So I'm going to share with you how I did this, how one person is able to 50x their life to quantum leap so quickly. And that's actually one of the biggest compliments that anyone can ever give me. One of my clients always says this. She's always like, Nina, you are the fastest quantum leaper I've ever met. Like, I've never met anybody that quantum leaps like you. And I think that's the highest compliment. And it just speaks to my work. It speaks to the transformation that I live and just who I am. Inner work has been a part of my life for well over a decade now. And I'm living proof that it works. And so I want to share with you just a little bit about my process when it comes to quantum leaping. So if that is interesting to you, give me a like, give me a follow. It's kind of hard to determine like how to begin my process because a lot of it is just so normalized to me now and I don't always fully think about it. But the biggest thing that I do that helps me to quantum leap faster than most people is that I align with truth. So the higher truth or the highest truth lives within your heart. And so I'm fully connected to my heart most times. And if I'm not, I immediately stop whatever I'm doing and I just reconnect to my heart because I know that if you're not connected to your truth and the truth of your heart, that your head will try to make up truths, fake truths, and you will start going down a wild goose chase in your life thinking that you're doing the right thing, and truly you are going in a path of the ego or going on a path of the ego. And so I have gotten pretty good, I would say, at recognizing the ego versus the soul, or recognizing the heart versus the mind, and being able to tap into truth, even if it's hard, even if it's difficult, even if I don't want to hear it, even if I don't like it, even if it's going to require a lot of me. So I do the hard work, which is the inner work, kind of like that phoenix rising from the ashes kind of energy. And it's just something that I've had to learn how to do in my life because of just seeing all the chaos and the tumultuousness of my upbringing. I had to learn how to become stable even in chaos. And so it's a skill set that I developed, obviously at a young age, but also to make sure that stability, that stable container doesn't harden. That's a skill I had to learn as an adult through inner work. A lot of you might resonate and be like, yes, I had a chaotic environment. I had to create my own stability. What a lot of people do is that stability turns into a life that feels like you're trapped and like you're in handcuffs. And that was something I never wanted. And so I did my inner work so that I could build a business and I could build a life where I didn't have to be in handcuffs. Over the past year and a half, I have put my inner work, really the past 3 to 5 years, if I'm being honest, but the past year and a half, I put my inner work to the test in every moment. And I think that's something that people don't recognize either, is that every single moment that you are breathing, you are doing some sort of inner work, even if that inner work is for you to relax and have fun and stop focusing so much on inner work. That's still inner work. So what I've done in the past year and a half is really focus on my intention that I've set for the year. So last year, my intention was unending bliss. That was my year intention. And that's what I got. But like I've shared in many other spaces, whether it be my clients or friends and family, is that when you put that intention forward or any intention forward, you have to be okay with acknowledging that you're going to get a lot of the opposite. So, although my intention was unending bliss in 2025 and I did have it, I had it because I moved through any of the adversity or the opposite of it with that in mind. With in mind that that is not my reality, because my reality is unending bliss. Even though there were a lot of hard things that happened in that year, I transmuted them so much easier because I kept my intention of the vibration I wanted to hold in mind. Same thing with 2026. My intention and goal for 2026 is radical authenticity. There have been moments where that has been challenged, and I'm like, am I ready to share this? Am I ready to do this? Is this too much? When I mentioned and shared with you all that I married myself, which I need to put a whole nother video up about that, but I did marry myself in 2021, and I had to deal with the inner thoughts of like, people are going to think I'm a freak and a weirdo. But then I thought, well, people already think I'm a freak and a weirdo. So I don't know why that matters. That was my intention this year, to be radically, authentically me. And that helped me to, again, move through any thing that came up so far this year that would challenge that. That would be like, it's so much easier to just, pretend, but I am not doing that because that's not my intention. Because I'm not doing that, it's having me do things that I actually want to do and say things I actually want to say and live a life I actually want to live that's authentic to me. And it's helped me to quantum leap in my business, in my love life, in my familial life, in relationships, in the way I respond and relate to you guys online that don't know me personally. Truth and honoring that you're going to have duality in your experience, no matter what your intention is. That's another thing that helped me to become the person that could quantum leap 50x. And I cannot say or talk about this video without shouting out 2024 Nina, because 2024 was what really built the version of me that you're seeing today. In 2024, my theme for the year was resilience, and boy did I have to be resilient in 2024. That was one of the hardest, most challenging years that I've ever lived. And it taught me so much more about myself. Sometimes the hard, challenging things teach you more about yourself than the fun, blissful things do. Every atom in my body, every molecule was challenged that year. And I'm so proud of how I stepped up to the plate. Even in the moments where I'm like, I could have done that better, I still became the kind of woman that could quantum leap 50x and restructure her identity the next year and a half following. Because without that version of me, I wouldn't be this version of me. And so that's another thing that I do is I honor past versions of myself. I don't dismiss them. I don't act like they're not good enough or they're not important. I honor them in every chance that I can get. I honor that version because I couldn't be me without her. And a lot of times, and I used to do this a long time ago, years and years and years ago, dismiss an old version as like weird or cringy or not good enough, when without that phase, I wouldn't be in the phase I'm in now. If you want to be the kind of woman to 10x, 15x, 20x, 50x your life, you're going to have to get really good at being uncomfortable when it comes to the hard stuff, the inner work. That way, your outer reality can become easeful. The life that I'm living today, if even me in November of last year or October of last year could see me now, her jaw would drop to the floor. She would be like, what? How on earth are you living this life? I live in Thailand, my dream country. I run my dream business. I'm doing my coaching. I'm doing my embodiment certification program for my method, the Muse method. I am just loving every aspect of life. I just moved into my new home here. Oh my gosh, I'm so in awe of the life that I've created for myself, and I couldn't have done it without the old versions of me committing to inner work and preaching inner work nonstop. I know the power of it, and sometimes it takes 10 years for that 1 year things to just 50x. And I feel like this year really was the and is the 50x year. So if you're interested, if you're like, I want to learn how to do this, I want to learn more, I encourage you to drop in, join the Muse House community. I'll leave the link below. That's my free embodiment community. And if you're a deeper client, want to go deeper, to join Star Power, which is my 4-week coaching program starting in June of 2026. I have a training called the Midas Touch that you're able to access now. So all those links will be below, but this video, if it found you, it's for a reason, and it's for you to remember that this is possible. Let me be the reminder. Let me be the messenger that it is possible to completely turn your life around, completely 180 your life in a short amount of time when you are just on it, when you're like, I'm going to do my inner work, I'm going to be that kind of woman. Even if you don't see the immediate results, keep going, because I promise you, one day you will wake up and be like, yo, I did it. I did it. I really did it. If this is helpful, comment below and let me know what your theme for the year is in 2026. I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Stay courageous.